Hey, Egg Nation, we're out here by City Hall, actually, and we're with Neil Stevens, who's running to be your mayor on October 16th. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Well, Neil, there's quite a few mayors, and people may not know who you are. So why don't you tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Well, again, my name's Neil Stevens. I live in the city. I have my whole life. I run my own business doing web work and graphic design for people for the last 15 years. Before that, I worked in a variety of industries: hydraulics, automotives, the oil field, etc. Right now I'm running for mayor simply because with all of the time that I've spent offering information to the city and some of the other governmental groups in the city, they're just not doing things very well. They're not handling our money well. I think I can do a better job with that, and I have a lot of good ideas, so you might as well be paying the guy with the ideas rather than having somebody else knock on someone's doors for him. I'm already here.
Perfect. So I guess tell us a little bit about what those ideas are. Like, what are you running for? What are those major issues that you see as the key to this mayoral race?
Well, some of the issues that we have are definitely ones that have been here a long time. Homelessness, housing for the poor, education for the poorer people. I've spoken with some business owners that recognize that they're going to start needing to spend some money so that they can help some of the poorer people get educated, so they've got qualifications to work as employees in their company. And other things, Northlands, that was part of the idea when I brought the drawings down 9.5 years ago for the new arena. They were supposed to make a decision on that. As you can see, they didn't. The contract had things in it that it shouldn't. The mayor and others seem as though they're not really interested in what the average individual is saying, yet they're supposed to be representing us. I want to bring segregated bus lanes to the city rather than the LRT. The reason for that is because it may not be cheaper initially, but it can serve more people quicker than the LRT. There's also new technology coming on board with China's ideology of running an automated train system and automated buses, automated vehicles, plus also segregated lanes for buses, and transportation can be used in a secondary manner for emergency vehicles. So I think that helps everybody. As well as that, the Terwilliger corridor needs to be fixed up real badly.
That's my ward, Ward 9.
Well, you know, the mayor was down there saying that he wants to fix up 40th Avenue on Terwilliger. The whole thing needs to be fixed up. They've done a fairly bad job of trying to do anything with it over the last 20 years, and I don't think they've really done much. And the mayor wants to say that he's all in. Well, either he is all in or he isn't, and on that project I don't think he is. So I think the city requires somebody like myself who's willing to push new ideas. I have new drawings for what I want to do with the Northland site. I've already talked to Tim Reed about that, not personally, but send him an email and everything. So I think I can add something more to the city than the people who are here right now and anybody else that's running.
So what in particular makes you stand out as a candidate? Because there are actually quite a few, I think 14 people running?
13 total, including the incumbent, Don Iveson, yeah.
Yeah, so there's 13 people running, and what makes you stand out? What makes people want to vote for you?
Well, as I was just saying, as far as the ideas go, I think if you check out my platform on my website, you'll find it's considerably longer than most. And you know, I mean, you can make a list as long as you want to, and if most of it isn't valuable, then it doesn't matter that it's long. I think overall I have some insight that others don't. Doing advertising for people, you learn how to dissect issues and figure out this will not work for sure, so let's leave that aside. I think I can help make things quicker as far as some of our decisions. I think I can also get better value for the money, spend less tax money. I don't want to bring in tax money or tax raises more than once every 2 years as a regular pattern from now on. I think if you're looking for someone, like I said, who's got ideas and knows how to deal with them, I'm the guy.
All right, awesome. So one of the things we always ask in the Egg Nation, because we're trying to get young people out to vote, how do you plan to engage youth, and how have you done so far, and what are your future plans for that?
Well, for one, prior to the last election, I was the first one to speak up and tell council we really needed someone younger to run for office so that they would encourage younger people to come in. So that's probably why Don Iveson is our mayor now. I have lots of nieces and nephews that are in their mid-20s, say, late teens. I think the most important thing, and I've been to a couple of the schools and talked to some of the students. I think some of them are beginning to recognize that we need to have more input from them, and they need to put in more input because they're about to vote and they're about to start paying big taxes if they have full-time jobs. But I'm going to incorporate an ideology called the Mayormobile, and I'm going to be going out with that once a month and talk to students and talk to people at in small meetings, business owners, and try and force the kids in a polite fashion to involve themselves with politics. And I think if I'm standing right here in front of their school and I've got 4 people there and a big bus that says Mayormobile on it, hey, that's going to get some attention, and that's going to get them to pay a little more attention to what's going on, and hopefully that'll bring out some involvement with them, maybe even some different things that they do at school to encourage themselves.
Yeah, that's actually a really cool idea, the
Yeah.
Mayormobile.
I like it.
Okay, so another thing we want to bring up is because we're trying to get more women involved and get more cultural diversity, not only on council but involved in Edmonton, because we want to bring down those barriers. So I mean, again, what have you done? What are you planning to do to try and help those people get involved with the Edmonton community?
Well, something that my wife and I have done, which isn't noticed by a lot of people, is we encourage all of the females that we met in our lives, because she runs a medical facility for Alberta Health Services.
Yeah.
We talk to all the young girls we can, try and entice them to come out of their shells, so to speak, and recognize that their input is just as valuable as guys. In some cases, depending on what it is, their input is more valuable. One thing I'd like to do, and the same thing with the Mayormobile for students, is go around and talk to girls at a whole bunch of different, mostly girl institutions, whether that's modeling agencies, hair salons, things of that nature. Try and get them to, if even themselves are not willing, at least their younger sisters, get them out in the community, trying to bring forth some of this encouragement to younger people.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone, you guys have a voice, and make sure you get it heard. So we'll just wrap things up a little bit here, and so if there's any last things you want to say to all our viewers at Yeg Nation, all the people watching on YouTube, Facebook, etc., just let them know right now.
Well, I think if you give me a chance, 4 years from now, there will be less people who are frustrated. The tax increases will be less. We'll have better infrastructure for our transportation. And I believe overall, those are the most important things. We'll also have more input out of the younger people, which is an absolute necessity for the future. So I think overall, if you vote Neil Stevens for mayor, you'll be very pleased. Thank you.
Guys, don't forget October 16th. That's when you can go and vote. Actually, voting is right now. There's advanced polls going on till the 13th of October. There's actually going to be one more mayoral debate, I believe. When is that?
On Wednesday night next week, yeah.
And where is that?
The Italian Center up on 133rd Avenue and 143rd Street, something like that.
Okay.
Up in the north end, anyway.
So guys, if you want to meet Neil and talk to him in person and see what he's all about, go check out that. I guess that's everything. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Nice talking with you, Haroon. Thank you.
Everyone go and vote. We'll see you later, Yeg Nation.
Yeah.